podcast. We're a podcast. I'm
We're a
singing a song
podcast.
about our podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the FIA, the F1 script writers have blessed us with another banger this week.
Hmm.
Mexican Grand Prix. Really fun race. I enjoyed it. What did you think of it?
I thought it was really fun. There were
Yeah.
bits of it where you sit and do something else that isn't the race,
Yeah.
but like the parts that were interesting were really interesting. I'd put it in the top 10.
I'll give it a out of five, I'll probably give it a four, maybe a 3.5. Somewhere around that
Yeah, it
little
was
bracket.
entertaining. Lots of shit happened.
But we're gonna get into that a little bit later. First we've got some non-race related
I've got
news,
some
a
news.
little bit of gossip. All right, what can we start with? Let's see. What do we got here? Okay. Apparently the Las Vegas Grand Prix, how that's apparently happening. They've just announced what they're doing for their opening ceremony, and I'll give you one guess what musical artist they've chose to open the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Isn't fucking Circus Soleil there?
Yeah, so they got the Blue Man Group, Circus du Soleil. They're performing. They got a light display, right, featuring
Hmm.
1,000 lights and 100 lasers, shit like that. And yeah, I mean
Wait,
it's the
say that again.
Americans.
Say that again. 1,000 lights
A
and a
thousand
hundred lasers.
lights. Exactly 1,000 lights and 100 lasers, which will
Exact.
also thrill fans. What do we got here? First ever Formula One Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix. Important for us to create an opening ceremony that balances the spirit of Las Vegas. So really, what they should be doing is getting a kilo of cocaine, spreading it all over the podium, and like 50 hookers just to dance the whole time because
Yeah. Oh, Max
Vegas isn't
Verstappen
the
sits there
classiest place.
uncomfortably.
Yeah. Well, he plays fucking dice or craps or something.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how to turn physical games into racing.
But do you know who they got? Do you know what musical artist they got to open it? Take a guess.
Um, I heard Steve Aoki will be there.
Yeah, they got Steve Aoki. They
That's
also
all
got
I know, though.
the one and only Keith Urban. Fucking Keith
ah,
Urban.
when the fuck? When has he ever been relevant anymore?
Bro, I haven't even the only reason Keith Urban is relevant is because he's married to Nicole Kidman. I don't think I've heard a Keith Urban song.
I can't think of one
I
off the
can't
top of my
name a
head.
Keith Urban song.
Why would why? Whatever. It's going to be like the
Keith.
Miami Grand Prix, where it'll give Rocket Powered Mohawk his chance to rant about it.
Well, it's yeah, it's no secret the Americans are cringe as fuck.
Oh man, they just
Yeah,
love to pull out this dumb shit that is completely irrelevant to
they're
whatever they
fucking
need to be
cringe.
doing.
Yeah, my parents are in LA at the moment and they went to one of the NFL games today
Mm, mm.
and they were saying how they spent like a good 25 minutes just doing the fucking opening ceremony with the
Bro, it's
national anthem and
ridiculous.
everything.
The only the only one of them that's ever been good, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it might have actually been a college football game, was when Creed went off its tits.
Creed.
Yeah, singing with arms wide open.
With hard right whole
With
hand.
arms wide open. It was fucking awesome too. It was so good.
Creed. It's the only Creed song I know. Moving on though. So the FIA held a meeting, right, about improving penalties, and
Mm.
out of 20 drivers on the grid, eight of them showed up to discuss it.
It was exactly
Um,
like we were talking about the other week when they were saying they're going to start giving out $1 million penalties,
$1 million penalties.
and it's
But
like no one's going
yeah,
to do it. Like I don't know what they're
nah,
expecting.
nah, exactly.
No, they don't care. They just leave us alone to race. If we fuck up, fix it. If we don't, just let us go.
Fuck $1 million if you mess up though. I mean, Verstappen himself would have racked up about 10 million just this weekend.
Yeah, like stopping in the pit lane during quality. What was up with that?
I think it's because
Oh,
he
anyway, we'll
wanted
get we,
like
we'll yeah we'll get back to it in
no,
the
like
race
that's
anyway.
technically out of race, but I think it's because he wanted like a clear track. No
But it's
traffic.
done. bro, he had like 15 cars piled up behind him.
I saw that. I don't know how long he was waiting there for, but I respect it. The man can
He's like,
command whatever fucking aspect of that sport that he wants.
that's true. He kind of runs the sport at the moment.
Yeah.
Until someone slaps him silly, he's the one just swinging his dick around.
It's not Perez. Moving on.
It's
Yeah,
definitely not
apparently
Perez.
it's for track limit violations and whatever other penalties. But yeah, like 8 people showed up, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
That is so funny. Yeah, they would have been sitting there
Um,
going, "Yeah, this is going to be a super important meeting." No,
no.
future of the sport on the line, and then I bet you it was the fucking Frenchman that rocked up, both of them.
Oh yeah, no, I think Ocon was there. Let me see. I just
Yeah,
threw the article away. Let me see. I think Bottas showed up.
that
Respect.
sounds about right.
Gasly showed up. He's French. Who else? Oh, I'm sure Ocon showed up too. French. Lando, I think, showed up. It doesn't really
Yes,
name names.
so all like the goody two shoes, all the ones
Yeah.
that are like, oh, we can't piss off the FIA because they might take away my seat.
Well, Ocon
But
needs to like show up to all that shit because he gets penalties like every race. He's the penalty boy. He needs to make a good
he gets
impression.
penalties over nothing.
Yeah, if they don't know who fucked up, they just go, "Oh, it must be Ocon." But I know why Hamilton didn't rock up. He's too busy with his brand new tequila.
Yeah, you bringing this up is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, he had a burner account, which
Mm.
people just assumed he was starting just to message women. But no, apparently it was he's got what is it? I don't know what it's called. But it's a non-alcoholic tequila. Oh, it's called
And
Almave.
a non-alcoholic tequila.
Yeah, he says, I've always loved tequila for its taste, but there are times when I don't want to hold the alcohol part of the deal. And I know that there is a growing group of people who want the same. I mean,
Oh my god,
I
he's
wouldn't
such a
touch it.
no. Who would? The only reason that anyone's going to drink it is because it's got Hamilton's name on it.
Yeah, it's like The Rock with his tequila, fucking what's his name? Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds has a gin.
Yeah. No,
Celebrities,
but
they
like
bring out stuff like
I
that.
get it if you've got like a genuine alcohol, like if you are like a gin or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're coming out with non-alcoholic whiskey, who the fuck wants to touch that? No one drinks whiskey with the intent of going, well, I'd like to stay sober.
I just love that it's Hamilton's the type of guy that definitely do that.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know?
Like you would not expect it from anyone else. Either. And that's so funny.
Mm. He's such a funny guy.
He's
But
just
I
a
mean,
goofy
to each
dude,
their own.
eh?
I mean, if I was a race car driver, I'd want to be absolutely blasted behind the wheel. I don't know about you, but
You'd
make it
also
a
want
bit
to be
more fun.
like probably can monetize everything and make like
Oh,
millions of dollars just off that. While I'm sitting here
easily.
whinging about how much of a wanker he is. He's in his fucking penthouse in Monaco,
I
probably
respect him.
slinging dick with like 15 hookers.
Yeah, he's shredded. He
Yeah,
exercises. He's fucking millionaire,
and he,
millionaire.
and he's
Eight.
Lewis
Oh,
Hamilton.
he's 7-time world champion, not 8.
Don't say
Some
that out
people will
loud.
argue. Speaking of being absolutely fucking blasted behind the wheel, Sergio Perez, right? Not in not at Mexico, but Austin last week. It just came out a couple days ago that his onboard, people were watching, turn 6, every single lap he cut the corner 26 times. And the FIA just didn't like there's a
Just didn't do
photo
anything
here
about it.
of the tweet and the whole car is like on the grass. And apparently it amounts to 75 seconds in time penalties, which would put him 11th. I can't remember where he qualified, but
Oh, that's so funny.
where he finished. But yeah, fucking 26 times.
They're probably just like the guy's had enough. He's had such a shit year. Let's just cut him a break.
Well, the
Let's cut
script
him some
writers
slack.
need to make it a little bit lenient, you know? They got to make
Oh,
him seem competitive. Christian Horner's forking out all this money to so no one bullies his son, his Mexican
mm.
son.
Well, Helmut
Ah,
Marko places hits on him.
yeah. What was he doing between 1935 and 1945? That's all
You
I'll
know,
say.
he was a Formula One. He was a Formula One driver.
I didn't know that. Helmut Marko.
Yeah, he was in. He won fucking the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
No,
Yeah, the fucking gremlin,
really?
the walking leather bag, won the 1971 24 Hours of Le Mans, driving a Martini Porsche
Holy,
917K.
I respect
During
it.
that year, they set a distance record which remained unbeaten until the 2010 24 Hours of Le Mans. So
Oh
he's a
shit.
driver.
On him, because I don't know what he fucking does at Red Bull.
Neither. No
He
one
just sort of
does. He's
yells at
just kind of
people.
he's just kind of there. I think he's just
Yeah.
like an intimidation factor. Like I don't know.
He's got Yuki Tsunoda on speed dial, just shaking in his boots.
Yeah.
God.
That's why Yuki's so angry at the time because Daddy Marco is going to go give him a flogging once he gets
Yeah,
back to the pit lane.
he takes it out on his race engineer.
Oh, I honestly I don't know what that guy's role is, and everyone wants him out of Red Bull.
No one does. He says the wildest, most racist shit.
No one
He's
wants him there.
probably, I'm not going to say that, but I speculate things. I met the guy at Crown in Melbourne.
That's right.
Like, I can have a photo. This is before I knew that he was like the rudest cunt in motorsport. I just strolled up to him. I was like, hey, give me a photo. He's like, all right. Okay. Then I got kicked out by security. Um, Moving on. Apparently the entry fees. Um, oh yeah, these are the entry fees. Apparently they're increasing per team. Um, so for apparently you have to pay a fee every year to actually enter Formula One.
Mm.
And now because a new team is supposedly entering with Andretti, General Motors,
Are they though? Like, is
that's
it from next year?
I don't know, man, because there's a lot of speculation that Formula One themselves have said go with someone else. That they've said to General Motors. I don't know much about this. I haven't really paid attention, but General Motors is looking to join Formula One, and apparently they're very close to doing it. Like everything's going to plan. But
Mm.
a lot of Formula One, the corporate side that is saying don't partner with Andretti, which I believe would be like
Yeah.
the team name. I don't know, but apparently there's a little bit of bullshittery happening in that department. I haven't really paid attention though. I don't know if you have.
No, neither. Like, it was blowing up for a while, and then it kind of all just died off, and nothing else
Yeah,
has really been said about it. Apparently, F1 have approved it, and all the teams have said, "No, get fucked."
really.
Um, but it's like typical American persistence. Whenever no one wants them there, they're going
Yeah.
to go anyway. They don't give a fuck. They're like racing.
They're taking over, man. They're colonizing the European motorsport because they've got what, three American races
Hmm.
now, and then they've got a US driver. They've got the US team, Haas, and then they got
Yeah,
another
but
one coming supposedly.
they're Russian American somehow.
Yeah, yeah. A terrorist organization is your main sponsor.
Yeah, and
It's
America
just
on the other side of it. What's about America's fucking giving them guns?
probably. Did you see that photo of Nikita Mazepin and Hezbollah that I
No,
sent
I
you?
didn't.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's the most weirdest
Hell
shit
no.
ever. It just
All
showed
right, I'll
up.
have a look at it.
He's just sitting there. You know Mazepin, right? You remember
Yeah,
Mazepin?
yeah. The icon, the guy with the greatest defensive driving skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I don't
wondering
know.
who that was. I was like, why did you
Yeah.
send me a photo of Hasbulla?
Is Hezbollah
Oh,
Russian?
he's Dagestan. Yeah, he's Russian. He's from that
Dagestani,
fucking
yeah.
bit where all the mountain dudes come in and just fuck up everyone else.
All the oh, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? The UFC guy.
Like Habib,
Yeah,
Islam.
Habib
Yeah,
in Islam.
there's
That
heaps of
place is
guys from there.
cracked. You need a driver from a Dagestani driver. I'd love to
Yeah,
see
well,
that.
they just breed these people from like four into becoming fighters.
Yeah.
Get them into a fucking communist racing camp
Yep.
where if you don't perform well, you get shot.
You have to fight a bear with your bare hands or some shit.
Yeah. Like
Do
it's
it.
the whole Spartan gauntlet.
You know what?
Eh,
How about we somehow, if anyone knows how to sponsor a Dagestani kid and sort of not force, wrong word, but influence them to become a F1 driver, we'll
Let us
probably get a
know.
paddock pass by doing that, you know?
Yeah. I
That'll work.
mean, I still plan on having children and influencing them to become race car drivers.
Abusing them into
No,
becoming
influencing.
Jos Verstappening them. I could leave them at a lot of gas stations around here. There's a
I
few.
don't. I won't say the quiet part out loud. I
But
refuse.
yeah, those fees are fucking going. It's going to cost Red Bull $6 million to renew their entry fee.
But
But it
what did the
only
Formula?
costs Alpha Tauri 700,000 because they're the worst performing team.
What are the FIA executives getting paid?
Oh,
Mohammed bin Salem. He's
oh,
the head of the FIA. He was the
yeah.
one that went on that drunken rampage at the award show, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And I remember seeing in Qatar, he tried to sort of like shake Oscar Piastri's hand and he just
Yeah.
held it for too long. And Oscar's like, get the fuck off me. And he just sort of pushes him away. It's funny
Hmm.
as he's a weird guy, that one.
Yeah, he's a bizarre dude, eh?
Yeah, I don't know much about
Um,
him.
his salary isn't official.
Is it not public information? Is
Oh
it
no,
declassified? Is it classified?
it's classified information. Apparently, has a net worth of $5 million about that.
Yeah, okay.
So these guys are probably making good money.
Oh, no, they make
What?
good money for sure. That's why
But
they
what are
want to
they fucking?
raise the
What are they
fucking.
spending it on?
What are they spending it on?
Yeah, they don't pump it back into the races.
Uh, I know what they need to buy. They obviously need to buy some glasses to see the 26 violations of track limits, which Sergio Perez did at the
it's
Austrian
all
Grand Prix.
it's like the fucking same group of like corpo wankers that will
Yeah,
fire a bunch of people to save money and then pay themselves out the equivalent of those people's salaries in a bonus.
well, it all went downhill when they fired the main man, Michael fucking Massey.
Yeah, they got
Rest
rid of
in
everyone
peace.
interesting in Formula One. Nicholas Latifi, while he didn't have much of a personality, was an entertaining race car driver.
No. Oh,
Um,
yes, I agree. He did love Nutella. He loved it. Rest in peace.
rest in peace.
New teams. Another one, Audi. That's a shit show. Apparently, that is moving forward. It's not moving forward. I don't know. What have you heard about it?
I've heard it's not happening.
You've heard it's not
That
happening. I've heard it is happening.
the recent people that run Audi have told them, "Nah, we don't want to be in Formula One anymore." Like
What the
apparently one of
fuck?
the new executive or whatever, fucking chairman
Yeah,
of the board, they gathered all these people around the table. Was like, that thing we've been working towards, and we announced a car towards, and we've been
yeah.
telling everyone we're going to do for the last like 4 years. Yeah, we're not going to do it anymore.
Not doing it. Well, where does that leave Alfa Romeo?
I don't know. It must be a shit show for them too, because they're
I
like, are we a
I
team next year? Are we not a team next year?
I
Like, I'll be
assume we'll hear more about it in the next coming months, but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
what? They're meant to enter the grid 25
Okay, so 26, I believe, with the new
with the
regulations.
new
Yeah.
regs. Yeah.
Yep. I'm just reading it
Audi
now.
F1 chief denies latest exit speculation and commits to 26 entry. All right, there we go. That's Planet
So it's
F1.
all, I think what we've learnt though is it's all sort of up in the air at the moment because I've seen a lot of shit saying that they're not entering. So,
Hmm.
I mean, the world of motorsport, rumors can 100% be true. Like, there's never a definitive answer until something is officially announced.
Yeah,
You
100%.
never know.
Or
You never know.
even then, you still don't know.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
all up in the air.
it's such like a back fucking water. Like, they'll just turn on a dime and they don't care.
Because it's such a competitive world. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, stuff like that would definitely influence other teams. So they need to be careful. Like, there's been legit convicted espionage cases in the world of Formula One.
Yeah.
I think it was Renault. I don't know. Look it up if you're
Oh,
interested. But
is this all the Crashgate shit where they
Crashgate
told,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
where
But there was some
they
documents that were leaked, and people got in real trouble for they got like charged with espionage. It's fucking crazy. It's that competitive. There's so much money in it that yeah, they're the stakes that you have to
yeah,
deal with.
when Nelson Piquet Jr. crashed during the 2008
Yeah.
Singapore Grand Prix to give a sport. It's pretty fucking funny when you see it because like you can tell he obviously gets the call to crash
Yeah.
and then he just sends it into the barrier.
Yeah. F1 online strategies.
Yeah,
Ferrari strategies.
trying to cause a red flag because your wings damaged in F1 23.
Oh, shout out to all the people, by the way, that watched the last episode entitled Ferrari Strategy. That's our best performing episode.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so
Shake and
much.
bake F1 on its way to becoming a
Consistent growth.
powerhouse in the world of motorsports.
We're not stopping until we get a cease and desist or a pit
Paddock
pass,
pass.
paddock pass, either one or the other. Anyways, back to Audi. Apparently, Audi are targeting Hulkenberg and Ocon for their lineup.
You're
I,
right. I
I
thought it was
personally am on
signs.
signs. It could be. I mean, like we just said, speculation. His contract is only till 24. That's Hulkenberg.
Next
I
year's going
was
to be
on the
interesting.
Yeah, everyone's contract is going.
Yeah, like there's some people that are just going to re-sign after saying a bunch of shit. Fucking Hamilton every year going, oh, I'm keeping my options open.
He likes to
Um,
tease.
yeah, he likes to, he edges.
Yeah, he
He
edges.
he loves to edge Toto Wolf. He's just like, I'm
Uh,
not going to let you come yet.
nah, he loves to edge. Hamilton, edge lord. But one more little thing before we move on to the Mexican Grand Prix. Did you see? It was a few days ago. A car at the Super Formula flew over the wall.
Yes, I did see
You
that.
saw that? What
How
the
gnarly
fuck?
is that?
Oh my
How does it
God.
how does it even happen? I didn't see the clip.
Uh
I just saw the photo of the car looking like I can't say that. Look looking like a fucking wreck in the wall.
oh looking like Nagasaki. It was fucked, man. It was torn apart. I don't know what Super Formula is, to be honest. Do you
It's
know?
Japanese like F2.
Oh, Yuki was a part of that for ages.
Yeah, Liam Lawson just came second in it. And
Yeah.
I
I
don't
heard he
follow it.
won some award like performance of the year or driver of the year or something.
I don't know. I know that kid deserves to be in Formula One though.
Oh, 110%. But yeah, drivers Ukyo, Sashihara, and Hiroki Otsu. Apparently they're all good. Sahara or Sasahara. Oh my God. I apologize, but Sasahara has been diagnosed with a concussion and they won't be taking part in the last race of the season. Oh my God, it's just insane how you can pretty much tear your fucking car apart like that, fly over a wall and just come out with a concussion.
Yeah, wild, eh?
Just makes you wonder, like, oh, what if Senna was racing in this league, like in this era of motorsport?
Mm.
Maybe he would have survived. But
Well, because his
yeah,
crash looked quite tame. Same
it
thing with
did.
like Dale Earnhardt's crash.
Yeah,
Have you
it's
seen that photo of Dale Earnhardt getting out from under the car that's completely wrecked?
I have not.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It is
So,
wild. And then he died from hitting the barrier a bit too hard.
shit. It's just crazy. It's just the times and the technology of those times are just, it takes those accidents to sort of patch the things for future drivers. It's like trial and error pretty much.
Mm.
So
Because
unfortunate.
I'm sure there's going to be another incident. It
Well,
motorsport. Well, there was a fucking kid
there
that
was
died in
yeah,
F3.
Spa. That was a few months ago. Jules Bianchi was a fair few years ago, but still quite recent. He was a Formula
Mm.
One driver.
He was the
It's
one that got his
crazy.
head chopped off, didn't
Pretty much. Yeah.
he? Yeah,
What are you sending it on?
Discord. For anyone
Discord.
wondering, you're never going to see this photo, so it's just for
No.
Brandon and I to know.
You really think I'm gonna save this and put it up with the episode and stitch it in? Fuck, get out of here. Holy shit, man, he's having a little rest. He's having a little nap under the fucking car.
He
Holy
gets out of
shit.
that a lot.
Legs like bent straight backwards. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And, this is the crash that killed him. This wasn't the
It's
crash that killed him. This one was.
gnarly.
So, like, he got out of that fine, but he taps the
Right.
barrier. To be fair, he tapped the barrier going like 320 kilometers an hour.
That killed him.
Yeah.
It looks like nothing for anyone that's listening. He's sort of, what would you say, vertical, horizontal to the
Yeah. Like
barrier,
parallel to the road.
parallel to the,
It's hit the barrier. I know.
yeah.
Just look it up. You can look up the video.
He's
It's
getting
it's horrible.
T-boned by an M&M stock car into the barrier. Oh, bro.
uh,
So again, my parents are in America. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they went to M&M World in Vegas,
yeah.
and sitting there was that M&M car.
Oh, Kyle Bush's. Is it Kyle
Yeah, Isaac
Bush?
Kyle Bush.
I'm pretty sure it's Kyle Bush. He's the one famous for the M&M
Yeah.
car. Yeah,
Just
Kyle
sitting there in
Bush's
the middle
car.
of M&M World, Las Vegas.
Yeah, right. That's so
Took a
cool.
photo. I was like, oh, that's sick as.
Because yeah, he's left the team that did that.
Has he? He's still racing,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he'd be pretty close to retire. I'm pretty sure his brother had to retire
Kyle Bush.
for. I don't know. I don't follow NASCAR
I
enough.
know Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s retired now. He's doing commentary.
Yeah, he also races part time in the Xfinity, like the league
Yeah,
below.
I imagine they would. He's
Yeah.
got to get your crazy fucking adrenaline out.
Hmm.
But I mean, honestly, that's all for this week's out of race news. There's not really much else to touch on before we head into the Mexican Grand Prix.
Yeah, Checo's last dance.
Checo's last dance. What have I got here?
I
Oh
got a
yeah,
few
I've
things
got
as
something here.
well.
Aston Martin simulation data sent us down the wrong path with F1 upgrades.
Bro, I don't
Uh,
understand that. Like that you can't just go, oh well,
uh,
the Sims said we'd be good. That's not
bro,
how it
they
works.
trusted the AI and the AI killed him. They
Bro, I
trusted a multi-million-dollar um company with a shitty little fucking iRacing program. Oh no.
man, they've fallen off an absolute cliff. And it's so how do you go from being front running, podium? What Fernando has 5 podiums this year, I think.
Well, Martin Brundle said it best. How do you go from having a race-winning car to a double DNF this weekend?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. I can't believe it. And
Yeah.
like we said last week, they were pumping so much money into this team. They're building super factories and everything. And like you DNF both cars, and they weren't DNFs because of crashes. It wasn't driver error, if I remember correctly, or
No,
maybe Stroll.
Lance Stroll got spun by Bottas.
Yeah,
I think Alonso just retired
Alonso
the car.
just simply DNF'd. Their performance director Tom McCullough, who's definitely losing his job, has explained that the team's main challenge this year has been chasing performance window that suits both low and high speed corners at the same time. Yeah, you
They
just got a
had it
shit car,
right.
buddy.
Like the thing is, they had it right. How do you
Yeah,
go so backwards?
I don't know. I have no idea. It just seems like they went down the wrong way. Like
Yeah,
they were at a crossroads and they chose the you're at the Max Verstappen or the Sergio Perez street, and you choose the Sergio Perez street.
yeah. But
You
like,
fall off a cliff and
it's
sit in your car crying.
strange.
It
It
is
is
so
so
strange.
bizarre. Doesn't
Ah,
help that fucking Lance Stroll has a mental breakdown every other race.
yeah, you need to get him out, and get Nicholas Latifi back in.
But like, there's so many good guys that can be in the sport. Why keep the fucking boss's son in the car?
You know how it is. I mean, if I had a son, I'd probably put him in there.
But no one wants him there. People
No
are
one wants
actively
him there.
losing interest in your team because that fucking idiot is still there.
Well, you know that Lawrence Stroll fucking bought that company just for his son. Like, you just
Pretty
know he
much,
bought the
yeah.
team.
He wasn't going to get another seat, Williams.
Nah.
What like, and now he's like,
He
oh, well, the Saudis are offering me massive money.
he'll sell it. I reckon he'll sell it in the next
Yeah,
couple of years.
I reckon it'll be gone. I reckon if they don't, it's just I don't get how you fall off that hard.
When
It's
in
so
doubt,
bizarre,
call the Saudis.
honestly.
Oh,
Ah,
speaking of falling off so much, this is not Perez. Carlos Sainz is struggling to understand how Ferrari got a front row lockout at Mexico.
they
They've
both
been through
are. Did you
so
see
much shit. They're like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's like when
Uh,
your abusive partner does something nice for you for once.
yeah, it
Like what?
fixes it for a little bit and then it happens
Maybe we're
again.
maybe we're turning a corner. Maybe it's all
Yeah.
looking bright and great now, and then all of a sudden, Ferrari will put intermediates on one side of the car and fucking sauce on the other.
Intermediates in the slick conditions, Ferrari strategy. But
Well, it's
yeah,
meant
so
to rain in 2 days.
he's struggling to understand Ferrari's remarkable turnaround in qualifying.
That is so funny, man. Imagine being like, we should not be here. And they still had fairly decent race pace too.
Yeah, no, they had great pace. I mean, what did Leclerc? Yeah, he said honestly, it was a very strange one. Leclerc said, "Jesus
Oh,
Christ, man."
actually, here's something interesting about Leclerc that I think it was Brundle was saying.
Yeah.
Leclerc's last 11 pole position laps haven't resulted in a win.
Yeah, they've just resulted in Max winning.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he said last week he's content with Ferrari being shit now. He's given
he's
up hope.
he's fully succumbed to Stockholm syndrome.
Oh yeah, 100%. But he's
Like,
he's aware of it too.
yeah, he's aware he's in an abusive relationship, but it pays well and
Ah,
it lets him
man,
do what he loves.
that red looks nice, you know?
He could get a seat with any other team if he wanted to.
I think he could.
Anyone would pick up Charles. He is so talented. He sends it too. I love that about it. He doesn't bitch it ever.
Nah, he's got that sort of switch where he
Yeah.
switches. You know, when you're drunk and you're like, "Oh, I could jump off the roof of the house." Like
Yeah.
it lowers your inhibitions.
Apparently there's a lot of things with drivers coming up, especially in
Yeah.
rally. I can't remember who said it. I don't remember who said it, but there was this guy saying how it's a lot easier to have a driver go from 110% back to 100 than getting a driver that goes from 90 to 100.
It's a lot.
Like having a
What? Say
driver
that
that's willing.
again.
So it's a lot easier to rein in a driver that's
Yeah.
going 110% every time than it is to
Yeah.
bring another driver up from 90 to
Oh
100.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You got to be a special kind of lunatic to want to race a poorly made car that could fall apart at any moment around a track hundreds and hundreds of times at speeds in excess of 250 kilometers an hour
Yeah.
with 19 other people that do the same thing.
That really is a special kind of autism.
Special kind of autism. You got to be fucking lunatic to do that. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, I can't remember. I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, he got
Onto the
booed too pretty hard.
was it?
Did you see that?
No.
At the podium when he got P3, he was saying, actually, no, we'll come back to that because we'll do the Perez stuff first, and that'll tie in nicely with that.
One other thing, it was Lance Stroll's birthday on race day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't really matter, does it?
No, no. Just thought I'd
Mm.
include it.
Lance Stroll's birthday. How old is he now?
I don't know, 57.
He had a really good start to his career too. He got I
He
think he
set a
got
pole. He set pole at one race in a fucking Williams back when Williams was like back marker.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, how's Ricardo?
Yeah, shit hot
Remember what I said
performance.
yesterday? I
He's
said,
still got
"Oh,
it.
he's P4 now, but I can't wait until the race starts and he just drops down to fucking P20 in that
No,
Alpha
he
Tower
had it.
because it's the worst performing car." And he clung on to what, seventh?
He could have got Norris if he had a couple more laps.
Yeah, no, he could have. He was right on his ass. I think at the end of the race he was trailing Russell was trailing him.
Russell, sorry, that's right, not
Yeah,
Norris.
if they had maybe one or two more laps, he definitely could have taken Russell,
Yeah.
which didn't have one of the greatest races, in my
What
opinion.
kind of pressure does that put on Perez? Because he's sitting there going, my fucking home race, the guy that's trying to get my seat, just put on the
Yeah.
best performance of the year. He scored as many points as Yuki scored in the whole year. I think he's got what, 6 points for
I
that
was
race.
wondering that, yeah.
Yuki's got 8 points for the season.
Well, Crofty and Brundle were saying apparently now that he's done that, they're ahead of no, not Aston Martin. What are they? I've drawn a blank
Alfa
here. Alfa
Romeo?
Romeo. And because they're ahead of Alfa Romeo in the standings, that's technically another $20 million on top of their development budget that they have
Yeah,
access to.
which
So
is
it's a big
wild.
deal. It's a massive
Yeah,
deal. And the fact that he can break his wrist, come back, and on the second performance, after being out of the car for 6 months, he can do that is it's crazy.
yeah. No, he's clearly still got it.
Yeah.
It's just interesting what's going to happen from here on.
Oh, Perez is just shitting his pants.
Yeah, like, and all the stuff. Yeah, he fucking had a breakdown in the car. That's going on to our award show
Did you see
for
it? Oh, I felt
Carlos Sainz
so
mental breakdown of the
sorry.
year.
Like, all right, people. Turns out we did about another 40 minutes on top of what we've already done, and it wasn't recording. And I just realized that when I said we are the forefront of motorsport journalism. All right,
So
so
basically,
we're rushing through it.
where'd we end it? Perez had a mental breakdown and he tries to blame. So at turn one,
Yeah, I mean, it
three
was
three wide
definitely
going,
Perez's fault.
three wide going in turn one. Perez comes out going, "Oh no, it's our fault. It's the team's fault. All this and that." When in reality, he had all the room to give to Leclerc and fucked it. And Brandon and I are both kind of sick of him always just saying shit is everyone else's fault.
He never takes responsibility, and it's just crazy. Also, Perez's dad is on some wacky shit because he seems to think that Perez can race and will race with Verstappen for another 10 years and potentially win a championship.
It's just never going to happen.
It's
He's
never
too
it's
shit.
out. When you've got Ricardo qualifying in P4 and winning, well, coming P7, it's just I mean, that's a race of a career. Seriously, that's a ridiculous performance. But yeah, he's
Um,
out, and he had a mental breakdown in the car, which is going in our award show at the end of the year. Moving on, Charles Leclerc gets booed by Mexican fans for doing absolutely nothing, which is ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sonoda and Piastri have a bit of an altercation during the race where Sonoda clips Piastri going into, I don't remember the turn. Piastri loses it a bit, brings it back. Piastri pulls his best F123 impression, going, "Oi, nah, fuck you," and spins out Sonoda.
did we
Sonoda,
have your little rant about short man syndrome? Did you want to do
yeah,
that
so
real quick?
Sonoda has a quick mental breakdown, just yelling into the mic, going, "Fuck!" And we had way more on this, but my theory is that the shorter you are, the more anger has to travel around your body. So Sonoda's like 5'2", right?
Yeah, he's like
That shit
five
can that
five
shit
two.
can spin around at 10,000 RPM.
He's always in fucking maximum revs.
Yeah, he's just revved up, ready to go. He presses the button, he screams, and this theory came about because Brandon mentioned to me that Red
Red
Bull
Bull,
had to
yeah.
hire Hire a psychologist for Sonoda because he kept having mental breakdowns.
Yeah, I was just
Um,
reading all this stuff on Sonoda, and Helmut Marko apparently had to hire a psychologist because he just kept abusing people on the radio. And I don't know, I think it's worked a little bit.
yeah,
Maybe
maybe a
they got
little
to give
bit.
him a lobotomy next because he's
Yeah.
still doing it.
We had Williams great still. Albon is amazing, and
Yes,
I want him to
well,
have my children.
Tyron wants
Get
to kick. Tyron now dislikes Logan Sargent
get
and
him the fuck
wants
out
to
of the
kick him
car.
out with
Get him the
passion
fuck out of the
too.
car. He's not a great driver. I'd given him every chance to have a decent. Oh, fuck you, Zoom.
What?
9 minutes. All right, we got
No,
time.
we're getting through it now. We're getting through it. I'm not paying for premium. We're getting through it.
I will
Yeah.
happily. I'm never selling my data to the Chinese. Oh. um,
What were you saying?
Sargent was doing really well. I thought he was doing great up until Silverstone, and then he decided to pull his best Nicholas Latifi impression.
Yeah.
And he's just been crashing and just DNFing every other race. It started in the
Yeah.
Netherlands and it just continued fucking everywhere. He is too raw to be an F1. Give him another couple of years and something else, and bring in a guy that really knows how to rip a car apart in Mick Schumacher, because we need a Schumacher on the grid. It's not
Oh,
right without it. That name is too
Logan.
iconic.
Well, now that Audi is looks like they're taking Hulkenberg and Ocon, I mean, potentially Schumacher could come back now that he's in tight with good old Toto Wolff, chilling out
Yeah.
with the headset on every race. Apparently, they won't
Um.
take him though. They said, "No, we don't want him."
I heard that. Maybe because they don't want to spend. I think Gunther came out saying it cost them like $4 million.
Bro, I wouldn't take him either. When you've got Ralph Schumacher abusing you for kicking out his nephew, and you've got everyone on Formula One Twitter saying, "Oh, how could you kick out a Schumacher? He is, it's too much fucking hassle."
Magnussen had maybe a really bad crash,
Yeah, well,
and
we both thought it was pretty serious. It says here that he just slammed into turn 8 after his left suspension at the rear just gave out, completely smashed, caused a red flag, and apparently Kevin Magnussen is okay, so that's great.
we're glad to hear that. We had another bit on him doing his best Nicholas Latifi impression. I get another one.
Everyone loves Nicholas Latifi. How can you not love good old Nicholas Latifi? He loves Nutella. So do
Yeah.
I. He's just like
But
me.
he's just like me. He's just like me. Um,
Oh
what
yeah,
was I saying?
Hamilton's
Yeah, so
drunk
so he can put.
on no alcohol tequila and putting in a wonderful drive, overtaking people off track, and well,
He would be the
com-
type of person to fake being drunk at a party.
he's like when you give like an 8-year-old a virgin cocktail, and they're like they hop on the little like kids messenger or Snapchat, and they're like, "Oh, I'm
I
so drunk right now, guys."
I remember in high school, a kid he gave me two Panadols, right? But he said they were codeine, and I thought I was high as hell.
Really, just
I
on
thought I was on
Panadols.
another planet, and I was just having Panadol. I was just a little bit sleepy from all the fucking paracetamol I had in my body.
We had these kids that found a packet of Panadol in high school in like year 8, and what they did, they crushed it up and pretended to snort it. And they're like, "Oh, we're so drunk, we're so high right now." Everyone thought they were so fucking cool too.
Yeah, so Magnussen crashes doing his best Latifi impression, and Hamilton pulls off two great overtakes over signs before this red flag, where he nearly puts it under the grass and doesn't. You should watch that. It was awesome. And then
Yeah.
overtakes Leclerc to do what a replay of the American Grand Prix, where Hamilton was faster than Verstappen, and Verstappen wins the race by 18 seconds once Hamilton gets to second.
Yeah, well, something we left out actually is that Hamilton and Russell were both saying that the car's been wonky as the whole weekend. Hamilton actually admitted that the W14 has been a nightmare to drive, um, but then he just slaps it on P2, which is crazy. He can
It is
adapt
crazy.
well for
And
a
he doesn't
seven-time
like
world
the car.
champion. He doesn't. No, why
He
would
hasn't
you?
liked
It's
the
a
car all
shitbox.
season. So Hamilton's clearly still got it.
Hamilton not
Uh,
washed.
Hamilton
Hashtag
not
Team
washed.
LH.
Team LH, they'll still find a way to say Max Verstappen's committing hate crimes against black people.
Yeah, they'll do
They don't
something. They'll
stop.
call
They don't
someone a
stop.
racist.
Oh, they'll call
Yeah,
me a
Perez
racist
is
before you know
shit.
it.
And we were talking about if you people would like to see Formula One in stock cars. In
Yes,
stock
so what do you think
conditions?
about? I wouldn't like to see a full series in it. I would just like to see a race.
Yeah, well, like we were saying before we got rudely interrupted by Chinese data scammers, is Formula One's not just about the drivers. We were saying you've got all these drivers in the prime of their career in Sainz, in Verstappen, Alonso, and Hamilton, and it'd be cool as to see them in these equal machinery cars and just battling it out all race long. But Formula One is also about the people behind the camera. It's about the team and the constructors and the mechanics, the engineers, the strategists. So yeah, you don't forget about them. Except for Ferrari strategists, you could probably forget about them. They're fucking useless.
Yeah. We had. I honestly don't remember. Sorry, we
That's
lost our
it.
40 minutes. It
I'm not
was
sorry.
hacked. It was taken away by the
Oh,
Chinese spies that are stealing my data as we speak. Because
that's
Zoom
what we were
is a
saying. Yeah.
commie.
Yeah, well, we'll get Alex Jones is coming on next week. We're gonna have a conversation with him
Don't
about the
drink
Saudis buying
Wanabana.
up all the teams.
Don't eat or drink Wanabana fruit puri patches as they've been found to have lead inside of them.
Lead's good for you. Smoke a pack a day. Epstein didn't kill
Uh,
himself, and we are the forefront of journalism.
we'll see you people next week where Helmut Marko proceeds to commit yet another hate crime against Sergio Perez.
All right, thank God. Okay.
Sea of Skunks.